Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to design a simple website that will be having a background with changing images. So right here I have three folders. One folder that is the image folder with four images, then five images, and then I have the index.html file and also the style.css. So if you don't know how to create these files and the folders, go to my previous video, that is HTML for beginners. I taught you how to create the images, the folders, and also the files. So, and also I told you how to link the CSS with HTML. And right here I'm going to generate the syntax of HTML, which I also taught on my previous video. So if you have not watched that video, please go and watch that video for you to understand it better. So to generate the syntax for HTML, you click the exclamation mark, then enter. That is while using the Visual Studio. But if you use the Sublime Text, you're going to generate to master all of this. So right here, let's have our title as changing images. So after here, I'm going to link my CSS with our HTML. So I'm going to use the link, then that is style.css. Then from there, I'm going to create a navigation, that is our header, and I'm going to start with the logo. So logo, I'm going to give it as STA WebTech, and I'm going also to give then another list, whereby I'm going to list as several links using the angle tag. Then I'm going to have home. I'm going to copy this. Here I'm going to have, let's say, blogs, and next I'm going to have about, and lastly let's have contact us, or contact us. So that is it for our HTML. So I'm going to run it. I'm using Chrome to run my codes. So right here we have the logo and the another list with the angle tags. So what I want to do is to remove the margin, to give it a margin of 0 and a padding also of 0, and also to remove the text, the decoration, that is the underline, and also I'm going to remove the list style. I'm going to give it a none. So let's move to our CSS. We have already linked the CSS with the HTML. So I'm going to give the general CSS, that is margin, it will be of 0, and also padding I'm going to give it at 0, and text decoration also it will be 0, none, I mean none, and also list style it will be none. And finally I'm going to give it a border box of a box sizing of border box, that is. So if I refresh my website, that I'll be having as you can see, we don't have the margin is 0, and also the padding also is 0, and as you can see, don't have the text decoration and also the list style. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to design the nav. So I'm going to give it nav. I'm going to give it a width of 100 VW, and also I'm going to give it a height of 80 pixel, and I'm going to give it a background color of crimson. So that is it for our nav. So if I refresh it, as you can see, we have right here our navigation. So next I'm going to design the logo, that is nav, and I gave it under a label. So I'm going to give it, let's say, a font size of 35 pixel, and I'm also going to give it a font weight of 700 by 700, and I'm going to move it from the left by 40 pixel and a line height of 80 pixel, and also I'm going to give it a color of white. So that is it. Let's refresh our web page. As you can see, we have it here, right here, our logo. So next I'm going to move the another list to our left, to our right. So I'm going to, let's now design it. It was under the another list, so that is nav another list. So I'm going to float it at right. Then I'm also going to give it a margin right of 40 pixel. So if I refresh it, as you can see, we have it right here. We have moved it from the right by 40 pixel, and also we have moved it to the right side. So next we are going to now design the list, and the list in now li. So we have we'll give it a display of inline block and a padding of 10 pixel, and I guess that is it for the another list, the list. So that we have it right here. Next we are going to design now. We have the angle tags inside the list, so we are going to design the angle tags now. So what we do, we have the nav, then another list, then the list, then we have the angles tags. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a line height of 60 pixel, and then a color of also white, a font size of 25 pixel, and finally I'm going to give it a font weight of 400. So I guess that is it. Let's refresh and see what we have. So this is the list. So next I'm going to give it a hover effect. So that is our li. So on over, so I'm going to give it a color of, let's say, orange. So if I refresh and over my cursor over it, as you can see, the color turns to orange. So that is it for our header. Now let's move to creating a division with our class main.main. So I'm going to give it a h1, let's say, of code, let's say subscribe. So that is our h1. So if we save it and refresh it, So we have it right here. So we want to design our this main. So I'm going to give it also a background image. So what we do, we start with dot main. We are going to give it a width it will be 100 VW, and because I've already taken some space from the top and I want it to cover the whole page, I'm going to give it a height of 89 VW VH 89 VH, and also I'm going to give it a background image, that is a URL, then in brackets the image folder, that is img, then slash the image which you want it to display. So I'm going to use it as koki.jpg. So that is it. If I save it and refresh, so as you can see I have right here, but it's not displaying that well. So I'm going to give it let's say image background position to be center, and also I'm going to give it a background size as a cover, and also I don't want it to repeat, so I'm going to give it a background repeat with no repeat. So right here let me change it to be, let's say 86 or 8, let's just give it as 80 VH. So if I refresh my web page, so that is it. Next we are going to now, so this is it, and I guess now let's now act on changing the images. So we use the animation line to change it. So we are going to define a variable. Let's give it as Alan. Then I'm going to it will be moving with let's say 15 seconds, then infinite, and also I'm going to give it a ease in. So that is it. So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a function called as keyframes at keyframes now to change our images. So right here I'll be having that one. Then at 0% I'm going to give it a background image, background, so URL, then img, then I'm going to give it let's say as Alan, that one. So that is it. Let's now copy paste this. I forgot to define here my variable that is Alan. So that is it. So I'm going to copy paste this one, and I'm going to give it a limit of 20%, so that I'll be having. So I'm going to give it guess 6. It will be 20, then 40, then 60, and then 80, and finally I'm going to give, and finally I'm going to have at 100%. So that is it. So I'm going to change the images. So I'll be having Waigo, and yeah, I'm going to have Kevo. So then I have Karen. Okay, so that is it. Let me refresh the web page. So as you can see, we have the changing images, but also again they are not displaying that well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy paste this one to each background, yeah, each background images. So I'm going to have it right here. Sorry for that. So if I refresh it, so I have a problem right here. This one is giving me some problems, so I'm going to delete it. Let me see what is the problem. So, oh, my laptop was hanging, but right here we have the changing images. So that's how we make the background with changing images. So guys, subscribe for more and more for you to. So actually, we are going to join these joins and make a beautiful website one day. So subscribe for more. So that is it for today. But next time we'll be meeting on how now to make two columns and also three columns, and also to make it become responsible. So that is it for today. Let's meet next time.